Awakening with Brahmakumaris. Namaskar. Welcome to Awakening with Brahmakumaris. Welcome, sister.
Om Shanti.
Sister Shivani, we are discussing on this topic, soul connections. I was thinking about one point on guilt. I heard so many of friends of mine, they feel very, very guilty. I wish I had not said this to my mother and she is no more. I wish I had given her a better place to live. I had enough money and she died without much comfort. I wish I had done this for my brother. I wish I had done this for my wife who died earlier. This kind of pain is very, very, very painful and quite common.
Yeah.
They don't do things when they're alive, and then after one of them dies, they feel guilty.
Guilt is a very, very damaging emotion. Even though people say that you have to feel guilty to realize. Unless you're guilty about what you have done, you won't improve.
Not only you have to feel guilty, sister, to realize, but sometimes we make the other person feel that I'm making you feel guilty so that you realize.
Yeah. And it starts right from parents doing it to children. The way of punishing, a subtle way of stop talking to them, so that they should feel guilty. Yeah.
Let them feel guilty.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because we thought guilt will create transformation. Like we saw, anger is not healthy. Any kind of anger, right from irritation to loud aggression, anger is not healthy to the one whom it's inflicted on. Even if they've made a mistake, even if your child has made a mistake, even if anyone in your office has made a mistake, if you are angry with them, what's the energy you're sending out? Negative. And if you send out negative energy to them, you disempower them. If you disempower them, they don't have the power to change what they want to change. Now, guilt is angry with yourself. Like you said, I should have done this to my parents. So no one else is now saying anything.
Okay.
In fact, maybe the people around us are saying, it's okay, you did your best. People can be very empowering at that time. And now it's okay, you can't do anything about it. But my own guilt, I'm not able to come out of it. If I've done something to someone and I've later on realized I've made a mistake, I can't do something. Sometimes a spouse cheats on the other, or children have cheated. They haven't told their parents the truth, or whatever, so many things for which they are guilty. And then they can live in that guilt for
years,
very, very long time. Now, what is guilt? It's like our conscience always tells us right, wrong. Always, at every step. But there are times when we do not listen to that right. Even though it's telling us this is right, we don't listen to it because we're looking at something else outside. Let's say you said about this person who's guilty that I didn't take care of my mother. While she was there, his conscience must have told him,
do this. And
he didn't, thinking that no, I have to do this, I have only enough money to look after my wife and children, or I'll do that later on, whatever. Didn't listen to that voice. So the conscience was always there to tell me what's right or wrong. And at that time, even though I knew the right, I chose the wrong. Right from childhood, we have got labels which our parents put on us: right, wrong. And right is good,
wrong is bad.
Wrong is bad. Now this label is always there with us. And when we understand that we've done something wrong, then the next label that I put onto myself is
guilt.
I'm a bad person.
Okay, that's also guilt.
I'm a bad person. One is I've done wrong. That's different. I've done this wrong.
Bad people do.
Bad people. Because that is what my parents taught me. So then I go into this self-abuse I'm a bad person. I've done wrong is not too big a thing to come out of. Okay, I've done this wrong. I'll try and correct it or I'll work on it. But I'm a bad person.
It's terrible.
My self-image.
Self-esteem goes so low.
Now,
Finishes.
once it goes down, then it's very difficult to change my level of thinking and start going and doing something right.
Yeah, but when you get caught in this bad person thing, you start doing things and say, yes, I am a bad person and I do only bad things.
Because I don't have the power left.
I will do only bad things. What else can you expect from a bad person?
Yes.
It's okay, I am bad. I hate myself.
Absolutely.
All the while, and then you continue
So
drinking,
it's a downslide.
drugs.
It's a downslide now after that.
Very sad.
Because I've put the label which my parents taught me, okay, this is wrong and bad people do wrong, so you are bad. And now guilt is this. Me telling myself repeatedly, I am bad. That's what a person who's in guilt does with himself. Now, if I go on inflicting this image or this abuse onto myself, I am bad, will there be any transformation? Because normally that's what people say, if he's guilty, he'll realize and he will change.
No transformation.
One thing we have to remember very clearly when we are trying to change others or we are trying to change ourselves, energy is required.
So you cannot make others feel guilty
Yes.
or feel guilty yourself.
Yourself.
Instead, you've got to
Yes.
heal that person or heal yourself.
Absolutely. If I am guilty and I think I will change, I will never change. In fact, I'm going to go in pain. So yes, this is what I had done. You know, even if I have made mistakes, this is the wrong that I have done. I'm not a bad person because now I understand that inherently, who am I?
Yes, now.
Now I
I'm a soul,
understand.
yes.
And what kind of soul?
A pure
soul.
being.
A beautiful, complete, blissful soul.
Compassionate, loving.
Who did a wrong action
This soul did a wrong action.
because the soul was not aware that I'm a soul. So when I forgot who I was, that means I was in ego. I've done a wrong action. But I'm not a bad person.
I
See,
am
once
a
I
pure,
realize,
conscious, powerful, compassionate, loving
soul.
being.
So I understand this is who I am.
So that time I had forgotten who am I.
Yeah.
So I made a mistake.
I made a mistake. But now because I remember who am I have the power to change and to correct. But now if I tell myself I'm a bad person, that is again not true. See, when I know that I'm a pure soul, it's soul consciousness, my actions will be right. But if I tell myself I'm a bad person, which is not true,
But
so
you
it's
still
ego.
continue doing wrong.
No, but it's ego again, na? Because ego is attachment to a wrong image of
belief, yeah.
yourself.
Wrong of-
Right image is you're a pure soul. Now you've given a wrong image to yourself, I'm a bad person. Which means you've again moved from soul consciousness to body consciousness, and in body consciousness, actions will again be wrong. So a bad person will keep on doing wrong. And then again guilt. Again I do wrong,
Wrong and bad.
Again
wrong and
guilt.
Bad, wrong and bad.
and that's it, the battery getting discharged. So spirituality teaches us, yes, this is what I did. I was not aware at that time. Past is past. Now I remember, now I am aware that this is who I am, a pure being, and now I have the strength within the consciousness of who am I to do everything right.
And with that strength, I can cure myself, I can heal myself, and I can come back to my original self.
Absolutely. You know, there's this one word which we use, we say guilty conscious. There's no such thing as guilty conscience. The conscience can't be guilty. Conscience is pure.
No, they must be saying that now you're conscious about the fact that you have done a wrong thing, so you're feeling guilty.
Conscience cannot be negative. When I forget that I am this conscience, then I become negative. So the conscience is not guilty, the ego is guilty. So conscience, because I have to remember who am I. I am that conscience, and that conscience is always right, always pure, and has the power to do what it thinks.
Now, in this guilt, sister, there are two things I used to do. When I used to get angry, I had a fight within.
See, that's what, the fight within, the anger within.
I'll tell you something very interesting. I got angry on my driver once. I'm talking about 1980s. And for no reason, I felt very bad. So my guru within, my something within says, tell sorry to him. You're supposed to be on a path to improve. So that was the beginning of my spirituality and learning things. Not even spirituality, I wanted to be a better person, simple.
Right.
So I said sorry to him. I said, I won't say sorry to him. He's just a driver. I'll give him $100. He says, no, you made a mistake. It's not his job, and he's a driver. He's also a human being. I didn't even know that soul thing then. You've got to say sorry. You know how I was discussing? Okay, Suresh Oberoi is saying sorry to a driver is not possible. Okay, $200.
That's true.
Finally, my inner voice was stronger because my guru was very strong within. Then I said, I agreed to say sorry. Then it was so difficult. I said, okay, Mishra ji, you know, I have high blood pressure and I'm a patient of hypertension and I need medicine and I don't know when I get angry and I am sorry. After saying sorry, I ran away. You know what happened? He went out and in the society, all the drivers where they sit and talk, he was dancing. He says, my boss is the best. You know, he's a big man, such a great actor. He said sorry to a small man like me. My Saab said sorry. And then not that, then he went and told my children, then he told my wife. Then I came to know from my wife and from the other drivers that he was so happy. Those $200 wouldn't have done anything to him.
Not at all.
And how much of difference it made to me. So much strength and happiness it gave to me and to him.
Yeah, but what was done at that time? The conscience gave the answer. There were two people who were fighting inside. This is the conscience and this is the ego. It's the mind which gives two thoughts. When I operate through the consciousness of who I am, the being, I get the right answer. But the ego says, no, you're an actor, he's just a driver, how can I say sorry? The ego also has its case to present. So now, most of the time, if I'm not connecting to myself, if my life is generally in stress and anger and aggression, I will not have the power to use this suggestion. The conscience is giving. I would rather use what the ego is giving because my quality of thinking is more towards the negative and I will agree with what the ego has to say. But if I practice meditation regularly, if I do take out moments of silence to listen to what the conscience has to say, and I'm very grounded and I know what I want finally at the end of the day, then when these two voices awaken, taking a decision is not difficult.
You know where I am, my mind is going now? The same thing, supposing somebody is very guilty that he did not take care of his mother or wife or brother, whoever has died, and while they were living, he did not give them for example, some money.
Right.
Or anything, any financial help, maybe. And now he's feeling guilty. Now he goes and makes a small trust and a hospital in the name of mother, in the name of wife, and now he's donating the world. It's the same thing. Instead of saying sorry to the Mishra, my driver, while he's alive at the right moment, I was, trying to evade by just giving that money.
Right.
So is it something related, this kind of a thing, or no? These are two different things.
Regarding, as far as people who are there with us now, it's easy to just go and talk and to finish off everything that was there. Everyone is open to it. Everyone is open to it. Let's not think too much when to say sorry, should we say sorry, should we not say sorry. Sorry just means, provided it's said with the right understanding, why we are saying
my
sorry.
case was that I was on the path of self-improvement.
Right. So the sorry is being said not to please him. You know, a lot of times we could be saying sorry just to please the other person, just so that his mood is
No, I was saying sorry to conquer my guilt, to conquer my ego.
Yes, and saying sorry because I realize that I've done a mistake. But then the sorry would also mean that I will not do it again.
Yes.
A lot many times sorry is a word of convenience. Say sorry and make the same mistake again. Sorry means I realize I will not do this again. So that would be one part. So one is saying sorry or talking it out with people where we have conflicts and we've broken down communication. But regarding people who are no longer there with us on this journey, then people can carry their guilt for a very long time. But let's understand, I am a soul. My mother, who's left the body, she's not here now, but the soul is still there in another costume. Okay, while she was there, I was not able to give her much.
Or maybe I had a big fight or did not respect her,
whatever may be the reason.
Yeah.
Maybe I gave her a lot of negative energy while she was there, right? Now, I realize that I've given negative energy to that soul. Now the soul is not there physically in a costume where I can go and talk and finish it off. But the soul is still there. Somewhere. And whatever I am thinking is still traveling and reaching. Okay? So it's like you're sitting here and tomorrow you're not here, you're in another city. So while you were here, I constantly kept sending negative energy. And now that you have left and gone to another city, I'm feeling guilty that I shouldn't have given that negative energy. But once you are in another city, if I'm guilty, and that means I'm still creating pain, then what is the energy that I'm sending you?
Negative again?
Still negative. So we should understand that someone leaving the body is not that it's over. If we are in guilt and we keep on creating so much pain and people can go into depression just thinking like this, they are still sending negative energy to that soul.
And poor soul, while living he was in pain and again
in another
that soul
costume. So realization means end to negative thinking.
That's a nice line to say.
That is realization.
Means end to negative thinking.
Because if I am still creating negative thoughts in whatever way, whether it's guilt or anger with yourself or whatever, I'm still creating negative energy and sending to that soul. I know, and then I'm not sending only to that soul. What about all the souls who are around me?
And to myself?
To myself, what about the souls who are around me? Now today you have gone from here to Bombay, but there's someone else sitting here and I'm guilty about what I did with you yesterday. So what is the energy I'm sending to this soul now? Again negative. So it's always negative, will only keep on creating more negative. There's no such thing as realization.
What does one do when you feel guilty then?
I understand this is what I did.
Sorry.
Now I sit and in meditation I send lots of vibrations of love to that soul. I apologize. I could not apologize when they were in the body, but I can still apologize. Vibrations will reach.
While they are in another body.
Costume. It's only a question of sending energy. If it's done with the right thought, right intention. You know, sometimes when physically somebody is present and we say, I'm sorry, the other person says, I don't think you've realized. I don't forgive you because maybe I'm not sending the right energy. So it's not about whether the person...
Sure? Or that person is like that.
And the person has their own ego yet. So we have to be very clear.
That person is not happy or not ready to take a sorry also. He's so hurt.
That's because he's still hurt. But then if he's hurt, what do I have to send to heal? Not more pain. So if that soul...
And if you say, okay, I said 10 times sorry to you, beyond this I can't help you, get lost.
But then that's anger, so that's again pain.
It's never ending again.
It's just that I genuinely realize that what I've done till yesterday was not right. From today, I change. This is sorry. And change means from today a different quality of energy for you. You know, I've seen people who will say, I said sorry to them. You know, the ones who are physically present. I said sorry to them. They still didn't talk back properly. I said sorry 10 times. They're still not changing. This is how they are. I thought itself they will not understand me. Again, what energy we are sending them? Sorry means not a single wrong energy to you again.
Sorry can also mean sending a positive, loving energy.
That's right, because not a wrong energy. So then it's the right energy.
So then we come back to your again, where you say that if you see that person as another soul, so from one soul to another soul, we send constantly positive energy, and even we can send sorries.
Yes, we apologize. Even if someone is physically
Not present.
No, even if someone's physically present and you said they're not listening. You know, if someone is not accepting my apology, well, the person is not accepting because of their ego. So I have to penetrate that ego and go to the soul. So sometimes if it's not happening physically, then do it with the power of the mind. And which means sit in meditation, detach from your ego, soul conscious, immerse that soul, and then send vibrations of love and apology. It will touch the soul. It will break their barrier. It will heal you and it will heal them. But don't expect that the minute I've realized, they should get healed. You know, just because I realized today that I'm going to send the right energy, so if I'm sending the right energy, they should heal. It will not happen instantly. But the result will depend on how stable I am. If I say sorry, they don't accept and I get hurt, no use. If I say sorry, they don't accept, I get bitter and angry, no use.
Here your ego also is hurt when you say, okay, I said sorry to him twice here, what more can I do?
Exactly.
3 times, 5 times.
So it won't work.
And I'm hurt again.
So it won't work, because if I have made a mistake and someone has created hurt, I have to send so much love.
I like this line. Someone has created hurt. You won't say that someone is hurt, because that party himself is creating hurt from.
Yes, they have created the hurt.
Yeah, okay.
But I made the mistake. They created the hurt. Now I have to send vibrations which will help them to heal themselves. That's also very important. I made a mistake, you created the hurt, but I don't have the power to heal you. I can just send you a lot of...
You're sending medicines here so that you're healed.
You will heal yourself. Sometimes I feel I've sent so much. They're still not doing anything about it. That's because I can't change them. I can only keep my unconditional sending. And then they will use that today or tomorrow or next year to heal themselves. But that will only happen if the quality of what I'm sending is unadulterated.
Very interesting.
It can't be, yes, I'm sending lot of love, and then next, after an hour, but they shouldn't have done this. They should understand that I have changed. Then again, adulteration.
What more can I do?
Yeah, so then adulteration. Then it won't work. So it has to be constant, single quality thought.
Till that person is healed.
Till first I am healed. See, first most important is for me to get healed. And me healed means not a single wrong thought. Then I am healed. Then there's no guilt. And when there's no guilt, there's unconditional sending. That soul will heal themselves. It will happen. But we are not sending with the expectation that you should heal fast.
And thank me.
Yeah. And my happiness is not dependent on your healing. I'm stable and sending. So you cannot afford to be guilty for even one day, for even 1 hour. The amount of time you're guilt, you're only wasting time and depleting power. So you understood the mistake, realized, changed the thought, in action.
Let's be in action with a small short meditation.
Sure. Let's sit back and bring on the screen of our mind one relationship where I have cheated, made a mistake, and they have created hurt. Let me bring that soul on the screen of my mind. I understand today that my thoughts, words and actions were the stimulus which caused them to create pain. I, a pure, loveful being, love is my original property. Love is the energy which heals. Love is the energy which empowers. I, the soul, sending them this constant vibration of love and purity, healing them. Let me see my vibrations changing the quality of the energy between the two of us. Blockages removed, relationships healed. I understand, realize, and transform. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Guilt is being angry with yourself. Anger only depletes the energy of the person on whom it is inflicted. So guilt becomes an emotional depleter of our own inner strength. Our conscience always tells us what is right. But sometimes we evade the inner voice and choose to do wrong. We believe that wrong is bad. Guilt is a feeling, I am bad. If we understand that we have done wrong, we are able to correct it or do right the next time. But if we believe that doing wrong means we are bad, it lowers our self-esteem and we do not have the strength needed to do right. When I am aware that I am a pure soul, I understand that I am a pure, good person who has done a wrong action. So I am able to separate my identity from my action. My awareness of my inherent purity and power gives me the strength to change. If we have made a mistake, then realization means end to negative thinking. Repeated thinking about the mistake is not realization. It is only making the thought and the sanskar of the mistake stronger. Realization means no more pain and complete effort to do it differently the next time. To apologize to someone means to send very powerful, loving energy to heal them and a determined thought to do right the next time. We cannot have a single negative thought for them because it will add pain to their hurt. Tomorrow we will discuss how to heal ourselves and others in a conflict. If you wish to discuss your problem or have a question to ask or want to know your nearest Rajayoga Meditation Center, write to us at awakeningwithbks@gmail.com or call us on 099 99 555.